Hi guys, Scuffy Spurs here, back with another video, and in today's video we'll be previewing everything to do with tonight's game, which is away to Leicester at the King Power Stadium as we return back into Premier League action after our North London derby at the weekend was cancelled. And in today's video you can expect things like team news, my predicted lineup, my predicted score, and also your predicted score if you want to, how to watch, travel information, more facts about the game and tactics wise and how to beat Leicester City. So without further ado, let's crack into today's video, and I hope you're all well. Let's start with the team news. Antonio Conte says it's a case of as we were in terms of team news ahead of our Premier League clash at Leicester tonight. That means Steven Bergwijn is back from a calf injury, but Eric Dyer and Jim Min-Son miss out with muscular problems. Meanwhile, Christian Romero is closing in on fitness after a serious hamstring injury. Speaking to Spurs TV after training yesterday, Antonio told us, "To compare to the last game against Arsenal, nothing has changed. We have the same players available. Christian is improving and he's working with us. For sure we have to try to respect the right time for his recovery. He had a serious injury and now he's very close to coming back with us and being available for games. For sure after the international break he'll be available. Bergwijn has recovered from his calf injury and was already in the squad against Arsenal. It was the game that got postponed. The North London derby is going to be in matchday squad. He already said that he'd be on the bench. Contes already said that. For Eric, we have to wait a bit and also be patient and not take a risk." That is the team news. Now we're going to go into predicted lineup using the tactics board and also going to explain some tactics. Ready? So let's rearrange again. I was just focusing on my defensive shape before I started the video. I was working out how we would play Leicester, but it clicked after a while, to be honest, what we're going to do. It clicked from when I heard this fixture was arranged. So changing formation, a bit like to a 3-5-2, and the aim of the game for us, what I would do anyway, is to dominate possession, because you look, I think we lost 2-0 at home under Mourinho last season when we did play them under Brendan Rogers, because both teams are counter-attacking. But I think we still will do the same thing, sadly, though, dominating possession, which is a good thing, but we didn't do it properly under Mourinho because Mourinho's not good at it. If we play exciting Conte football, and what I want to do is pass and move, and really go quickly and be really exciting. That's why I've got three midfielders in there, so I'm going to talk you through it. Ready? In goal, Hugo Lloris has missed the last two cup competitions, one being the Carabao Cup semi-final, which we're now out of, losing to Chelsea, and also that was the fourth round against Morecambe, but he's still the first choice keeper, of course, and he's been brilliant for us this season, saved us so many times on a consistent basis. So he's back in goal. Japhet Tanganga, right centre back. Davinson Sanchez, Ben Davis. Going into the wing backs, you've got Sergio Reguilon, who's missed the last couple of games. I think he's had a bit of a rest. I've got other full-back Emerson Royal. Now packing out midfield, this is important. So you've got Højbjerg, who's good with the simple passes and occasional long ball over the top, the ball on the ground, pass and move. Winks, again, good at short passes from side to side, but that can be key sometimes, where it's just keeping possession or opening up, spreading the play, just about being patient. Winks has got that patience bit about his game, and Oliver skipping tight places to be able to swivel and turn and really get away when we have the ball. So what I want to see defensively when Leicester try and counter-attack, because Leicester will use their counter-attacking players, Adama Lookman, James Maddison and Jamie Vardy. That's why I do think they're a counter-attack. But what I want to see important is Emerson and Reguilon getting back. And then, for example, Reguilon having help from Skip and Winks getting help from Emerson. And also I want to see the midfielders getting back. Obviously, let's say Emerson Royal's out of position here, got caught, lost the ball, which occasionally does happen. I want to see Winks cover, like, for example, like that Tanganga, and put more of there. You've got to work as a team, but I want to see us dominating the ball against Leicester, pass and move, be patient. Winks has got, as well, I put Winks in to be patient, and the front two of Lucas Moura and Harry Kane. Kane got those goals. Obviously, didn't he disallowed against Chelsea? Frustratingly. It was one of those nights in the end, but I wanted us to dominate the ball, as I said, and work as a team, passing the ball, being patient, but Leicester will use their counter-attacking players like Lookman, Vardy, Maddison, Barnes. They'll use all their counter-attacking strengths, but I believe we'll be alright if those fullbacks come back to make a back five defensively and you get the protection. When Højbjerg's at his best, he's one of the best, I think the best defensive midfielder in the world. I think to compare him to the likes of Rogers and Conte in the Premier League is acceptable. When he's really on it, this season he's been off it. I'm not going to hide from that, although I really like him. I do think he'll be key to protecting. I think the midfield is key about wherever, sideways, you don't get frustrated because you keep the ball. You just got to be patient. I want to see us having 65 to 70% of the ball, really dominating. Leicester, of course, problems on the counter, as I said, but it's about Lloris to make fine saves as he usually does, but about Emerson and Regular making it into a back five, and Lucas and Kane tracking back fairly decently in midfield, as also protecting their centre backs. So that is the predicted lineup and tactics we'll play. Let me know what you tweak and change in terms of lineup in the comments below. Always interesting to know your opinion. Now, predicted score. My predicted score is on the screen. 1-1 draw at the King Power Stadium. Kane scoring, I've gone for. But I do think we'll dominate the possession. But I do think it'll be a frustrating game for us dominating possession. But I do think Leicester will use that counter-attacking strengths and get a point out of the game, sadly. But it wouldn't be an end of the world. But this is an important game for our top four season. We can't lose this. Although we've got games in hand, we're in, touch and go for top four in these kind of games against good oppositions. Leicester will still be fighting for Europe despite them sitting in 10th, having a poor start to the season. They've, what's the word I'm looking for? Brought that back, they've got going recently. Brendan Rodgers' side, and don't underestimate Leicester's counter-attacking talent. So many quick, fast, skillful, intelligent, experienced young players in the counter-attacking side. You've got to be careful. But let me know your predicted score in the comments below for a chance of a shout out in my next video. Rules and conditions do apply, and those rules and regulations, rules and conditions are you have to submit it in this video only, and you have to submit it before the ball kicks off, which is 7:30 to 19:30 tonight. Which, if you stay watching, how to watch is next. If you want to know how to watch and when it's on. So you have to submit it in this video below before 7:30. Any predicted scores not in this video or submitted after the ball kicks off at 7:30 tonight will not be counted, but follow those rules and conditions, and you could get a chance of shout out in the next video if you guess it correctly. Just a bit of fun. You don't have to play, of course, it's optional, but I haven't won recently, so can you beat me to it? So predict your predicted score, pause this video, go and smash that subscribe button. But by the way, it's on the screen now. Go and smash that subscribe button and join the brilliant Scarfy Spurs Talk community on this brilliant YouTube journey together, where we become one of the best channels, the best Spurs channel, all about the viewers, all about the subscribers, all about the people, giving you Spurs content everywhere we go. I like that. So that was predicted score, gone with 1-1. Can you beat me to it? Next, going into how to watch. Tonight's game, as you already know, I've told you, 7:30 kickoff, known as in 24-hour clock, 19:30 at the King Power Stadium. So that's away to Leicester, 7:30 kickoff, 19:30 at the King Power Stadium on BT Sport 2 HD. Coverage will begin from 7 o'clock. A perfect and even treat for you watching the Tottenham Hotspur, hopefully winning. So that is how to watch. Now we're going to go into travel information. Here we go. Information for fans travelling to Leicester City on Wednesday night. I also like to point out it's very key to know this. I do this every video. It's very key to know travel information. You don't get caught up in any road closures or train closures or anything like that. It keeps you up to date, and also COVID news as well. Here we go. Supporters making the trip to the King Power Stadium for a Premier League fixture against Leicester City on Wednesday evening should be aware of the following information. A reminder that we kick off at 7:30pm with gates opening at 6pm. I've said that already. COVID-19 status certification. Following the announcement on the introduction of the new Plan B protocols, all supporters over 18 attending Wednesday's night match must take a declaration of their COVID-19 status via an online form sent by email in December. Supporters who did not receive this email can submit this form. In line with Premier League guidance, Leicester will be conducting spot checks of the COVID-19 status of all supporters aged 18 above who must be prepared to present proof of full vaccination or negative lateral flow test result in the last 48 hours prior to kick-off. As at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the best way to do this is by using the NHS COVID Pass via the NHS app. Supporters unavailable to use the app can present proof of status using the below methods. A printed PDF version of the NHS COVID Pass, a negative COVID test result, email or text message obtained with 48 hours prior to kick-off, an NHS COVID Pass letter, an EU digital COVID certificate, an international equivalent provided by your local governing body, supporter code of conduct. Supporters are asked to read and agree to abide with Leicester's code of conduct. This includes following public health guidance, only attending the match if fit and well to do so, and wearing a face covering in all indoor areas other than when eating or drinking. Entrance to the stadium. The visitor section is located in the north and east stands and accessed via turnstiles 40 to 49. Accessibility. Leicester City's guide for disabled supporters can be found on the Spurs official app on the travel information released on the 17th of January. That article I'm reading. Accessible entrance to the visitors section is via turnstile 42. That's an accessible bit for disabled. Accessible toilets are available in the visitor section. Disabled supporter assistance will be present in accessible viewing areas along with Tottenham Hotspur access steward should any support be required. Refreshments. Concessions in the visitor section will be serving food, hot and cold drinks and alcohol beverages. Pub for visiting supporters. The Carlton House is the designated pub for visiting supporters and the address is Almond Road, Leicester, LE2 7LH. Cashless payments. The King Power is a cashless stadium. All major debit and credit cards are accepted. Flags and banners. Supporters wishing to bring flags and banners to the King Power Stadium should email a photo of the flag and its fire safety certificate along with the flag's dimensions to help at Leicester City, so basically short for Leicester City, lcfc.co.uk for approval prior to the match. Bag policy. Bags should be no larger than A4 size, by the way, which is 297 millimeters times 210 millimeters, unless they are medical bags, which will be permitted by stewards on the evening of the match. Unauthorised use of tickets. Supporters are reminded that the unauthorised reselling or passing on of tickets is strictly prohibited in line with the club's sanction about banning policy. Supporters selling away match tickets above face value will receive an indefinite ban and deduction of all ticketing points. Supporters passing on away match tickets are equal to face value or less with receive a written warning and a 50% reduction of ticketing points. Supporters unavailable to attend. Supporters unavailable to attend the match should contact the ticket office. Email us at ticket.office@tottenhamhotspur.com as soon as possible. The club should make its best endeavours to relocate tickets to other eligible supporters and issue refunds upon receipt of originally used tickets. So that is the travel information. Is really handy to know. I always say that it's great to know, just to keep up to date with the travel information. So you know, basically your surroundings around you, don't get caught up in any traffic or any problems, closures or anything. Now I'm going to give you some facts and stuff of a notebook. Leicester and Spurs. This could be interesting. We are set to return to action on Wednesday night with a trip to Leicester City in the Premier League, which is kick-off 7:30pm, as you know. Here in the notebook, take a look at all the key points ahead of our game. 1. Back into league action. Not since the first day of 2022, when we defeated Watford 1-0 at Vicarage Road, have we been in league action since. Since then, our top flight campaign has been put on pause over our domestic cup commitments, with us having faced a two-legged Carabao Cup semi-final with Chelsea and FA Cup third-round tie with Morecambe. We should have then resumed on Sunday. However, our scheduled fixture with Arsenal was postponed, even though Arsenal only had one COVID case. Meaning after 18 days away, we will get back underway in the competition on Wednesday at the King Power. Conte versus the Foxes. This will be the 7th time Antonio Conte has faced Leicester as a manager, having met the Foxes six times to date, all coming in the space of just 18 months during his spell in charge of Chelsea. Antonio has won five times, drawing the other with his team scoring 14 goals and keeping 4 clean sheets. On his four visits to the King Power Stadium, he has been triumphant each time, which includes his last meeting with the men in blue, a 2-1 FA Cup 6th round victory in March 2018. So that's good to know. Contes unbeaten against Leicester. Maiden meeting. Wednesday's game will be the first ever meeting between Antonio and Leicester boss Brendan Rogers, despite both having had experience of managing in the Premier League and in other European competitions over the last decade. The pair are yet to face each other. They have even been kept apart in friendly encounters. Rogers, though, has come up against us on several occasions before and holds a strong record, meeting us 13 times in as many years. The Northern Irishman has picked up seven wins and drawn once, losing the other 5. In our last encounter, though, we came out on top, winning 4-2 at the King Power Stadium in May. Last time out, the last meeting in May saw us end a tumultuous season on a high as we sealed Europa qualification for the 12th season in a row. Despite falling behind twice in the game, both times via a Jamie Vardy penalty, 18 and 52 minutes. Either side of a Harry Kane equaliser on 41 minutes and the Casper Schmeichel own goal 14 minutes from time steered the game in the right direction, and a late brace from Gareth Bale in the 87th minute and 90 plus 6th minute ensured we would end the campaign with a win, narrowly ahead. That victory last time out Leicester saw us edge ahead of the Foxes in terms of our head-to-head record in the Premier League in what was our 30th meeting between the sides in the competition. The 4-2 win was our 13th victory in this fixture, with Leicester having come atop on 12 occasions, while there's been 5 draws in the last 9 such encounters. We've taken all 3.6 times. Rare away double. Despite edging this fixture in recent years, winning back-to-back league trips at the King Power Stadium has been a rarity for us. Having taken all 3 points there last time out, we could make it consecutive away victories at Leicester's home with a positive result on Wednesday. However, this is at feat we haven't managed in 7 years, having last completed back-to-back wins in Leicestershire back in December 2014, the first of the 2 victories coming 11 years previously in October 2003. Goals galore. Since Leicester's return to the Premier League in 2014, there hasn't been many Premier League fixtures that have produced more goals than this one. Having faced the Foxes 14 times since the start of the 2014 and 2015 season, there has been 55 goals scored in our meetings. Only Arsenal versus Liverpool, which is 62 goals, and Crystal Palace versus Liverpool, which is 55 goals, has seen more goals in this time. The highest scoring encounter between the sides in that period saw 9 goals as we defeated Wednesday's opposition 5-4 at Wembley on the last day of the 2017-2018 season, which I went to. It's such a interesting match. I think at one point we were 3-1 down and we ended up turning it around. Across the 14 most recent meetings, there has been 2 games featuring 7 goals, one with 6 and one with 4. Well, just 4 clean sheets have been kept between the sides, 2 each. Midweek blues. When it comes to weekday outings in the Premier League, we have struggled in recent times. In our last 9 games to have been played on either a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, we have lost 5 times and won just twice. Oh dear. That is after having lost just 4 of the previous 21 such games. That's a bit better. Leicester, on the other hand, have an invaluable record in these games. In their last 9 such fixtures, they have lost just once, a 2-1 defeat to Chelsea in May, and have won each of their last 3. Maddison in form. So far this season, Leicester have been somewhat inconsistent, as with 18 games played, they hold both 7 wins and 7 defeats to their name. However, in recent weeks, they have sought to put together a positive results, as I said before, as I said at the start of the video. Attacking midfielder James Maddison has started to find rich vein of form. He's a good player, James Maddison. He'd be good on the counter-attack for them, so we've got to stop him. Hoiberg can mark him. Having failed to register a single goal involvement in his first 11 outings in all competitions, he has contributed to 12 in his last 10 starts, 7 goals, 5 assists. Kane and the Foxes. When it comes to facing Leicester, Harry Kane has a habit of finding the back of the net. One of his former sides having spent the second half of the 2012 and 2013 season on loan in Leicestershire. Harry has since gone on to score 16 goals against the Foxes in just 15 appearances. That's incredible, by the way. In all competitions, that tally includes 2 hat-tricks, including a 4-goal haul and 2 braces, with the 4-goal effort coming at King Power Stadium, a 6-1 win in May 2017. So that is some interesting facts, and I've got a couple more, so hang on, got more to tell you. This time it's called 5 Goal Fest. There's been no shortage of goals, as you know, when we played Leicester City over the years, from a 5-5 draw when we first met the Foxes in the old guys as Leicester Force in the FA Cup back in 1913, all the way through to Gareth Bale's spectacular farewell and a 4-2 victory the last time we locked horns at the end of last season. Indeed, in the Premier League alone, we've shared 106 goals in 30 matches, and since the start of the 2014-2015 season, there's only been 54 goals, which is incredible. 5 of the best were Spurs 4, Leicester 4, which is the 22nd of the 2nd, 2004. 21st of the 3rd, 2015, a 4-3 win at home against Leicester. Leicester 1, Spurs 6, 18th of the 5th, 2017. 13th of the 5th, 2018, Spurs 5, Leicester 4, which I went to, where we were 3-1 down, that's right. 23rd of the 5th, 2021, Leicester 2, Spurs 4, away from home at the King Power, Gareth Bale's last game. So that is everything for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed. It's a really long video, a lot to tell you. Before I go, let's hope we pick up points at the King Power Stadium. Whether it's a point or 3 points, I'll take it, to be honest, because it's a tough game against Leicester. 3 points would be great. Chelsea at the weekend, be difficult run of form, and I take a point in both these games, to be honest, and move on. 2 tough games, but if we can get a win against Leicester and a point against Chelsea, that'd be a very good week after a disappointing start to January, to be honest with you. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. And as always, come on you Spurs. Let's get 3 points at the King Power and get Kane scoring again. Come on you Spurs.